Okay, before you accept that job offer, wait 1 minute. Here are a couple things that I need for you to think about before you accept that job offer. My name is Dr. Kiki Ramsey, your favorite positive psychologist and career coach. And you have decided to quit your job. And that's okay. Because here's the thing. Sometimes you are burnt out. Sometimes you are misaligned. Sometimes you have outgrown that job. And that's okay because guess what? You get to grow, boo. You get to grow. And so you've grown or you're burnt out and you decided to take a new job. But before you do that, I want you to think about a couple things, and I want you to look at a couple things because all jobs ain't made equal. And I don't want you moving to a new job and thinking that the grass is greener without going through these couple of things that I'm about to tell you. So let's jump right into it. Number one, I want you to not only look at the job, but look at the culture. If you know, you know. Let me say it again. If you know, you know. Here's the thing. We are in a very interesting time, and I need for you to know that you're valuable and that you have everything that you need. And culture means a great deal when you're moving to a new job. I mean, the culture really makes a difference because here's the thing. You can have a great salary, but that great salary cannot fix a toxic culture, boo. It just cannot fix a toxic culture. I remember changing to a new job and the salary was amazing. I was like, oh my God, this is probably some of the most money I've ever made. But when I got in that job, oh my God, the culture was horrible. It was just really, really bad. I came home every day telling my husband that I feel like I got ulcers. I was feeling physically sick because the culture, people were out for themselves. People were stabbing each other in the back. There was no room for growth. It was pretty difficult. So of course, I had to end up leaving that job, even though the pay was good, but it's not something that I thought to ask myself when I went for the job. I didn't ask myself, what was the culture like in this organization? I just saw the dollar signs and I signed on the dotted line. Yes, I'm going to take this job. So for you, I want you to ask yourself, do the people seem supportive in this culture? Do they seem collaborative? Do they seem healthy? Because you get to ask questions. I think that a lot of times in interviews, we're so used to being asked the questions that we forget that we can come with a whole list of questions ourselves. Now, I don't have to anymore, but I advise my clients when they're going into a new job, please write down a whole list of questions. And these things that I'm telling you today are part of that set of questions because they're so very important to ask. So you need to ask yourself, what does this culture look like, right? Are there people in the culture that look like you? Or are you the only one? Are you the only woman, the only African-American, the only, Asian, the only LGBTQ? Like you have to know these things before you decide to say yes, because an environment will absolutely impact your energy every single day, right? Because a wrong culture will make the right job miserable. Wow. That was powerful. Number two, make sure the role actually matches the life you want to live. I cannot say this enough, right? I know that the money may be good, the options may be good, but if you are working nights, weekends, every day, every night, if you are having to work 50, 60, 80 hours and that's not the life you want, then you might want to reconsider. No, seriously. Because here's the thing, the way that the role is set up is going to be what you live. You do know that our work is more than 50% of our life. Most of us, or so many of us, live, eat, sleep, breathe, work, right? We work in the same place that we sleep and live. And so you got to understand what this is going to mean for your life. And so I really do want you to make sure that the schedule, the workload, the expectations that you have for that job actually support your life. Will this role help you grow into your long-term goals? Are you at a place where you're trying to retire? If that's the case, then you don't want to get a job that's going to potentially require you to work 80 hours a week. That just doesn't work. So I want you to ask yourself, is this job just a job, or am I stepping into the direction that I really want to go? Right? Like, am I just saying yes because I just need a job, or is it actually helping me to fulfill my purpose in life or the future that I want to live? Because an opportunity should match the life that you ultimately want to live. And then number three, last but not least, pay attention to how you feel, not just what looks good on paper. Here's the thing. You have a thing called intuition, and your intuition tells you things. Sometimes you ignore it. I know you do, because sometimes I be ignoring mine too, and then I end up in trouble. Here's the thing about a new job. If this new job is feeling funny, if it looks good on paper, but something feels off, you need to pause. There is cause for the pause, right? You need to listen to yourself, because chances are you're going to get into that job and you're going to hate it, or you're going to get into a job and it's not going to be as what you thought it was or as easy as you thought it was. You need to really think about that, because our intuition tells us stuff. We're supposed to listen, right? Excitement and anxiety, they're normal, right? That's normal. When you get a new job and you're like, yes, I'm so excited. I'm ready to get up out of this old thing. But if you're hesitating on saying yes, that's worth exploring. It really is. And so I want you to really ask yourself, am I accepting this because it's right for me, or because I feel pressure to say yes based on all these other circumstances in my life, whatever they are, because they can be plenty, right? But you still have to ask yourself that, because you should not ignore your intuition. All right. Well, there you have it. At the end of the day, the right job offer can absolutely change your life for the better or for the worse. I mean, it really can. It can absolutely change your life for the better or for the worse. And before you say yes, make sure that this job actually aligns with the life that you truly want to live, because when it does, baby, all things are clicking, right? But when it doesn't, you find yourself in the same situation that you're in right now, which is looking for another job. And I don't want that for you. All right, there you have it. If this video resonated with you in any kind of way, please consider subscribing to my channel, liking this video, and most importantly, share this with somebody else, because I can guarantee somebody else needs to hear this today. All right. Until next time. Peace.